Good morning, fellow traders. Black Coffee Trader coming at you here on a Tuesday, August the 12th, looking at the daily trade plan for today. Thing that jumps out to me this morning really is that we've started to do a little stair step lower. Here in the overnight session from yesterday, we pushed up and tested these lows coming in from really the intraday, early day yesterday, and then the overnight session coming off the weekend. But we're kind of testing these 23,671s, and we're almost creating a mini head and shoulders. You see the left shoulder, right shoulder, the head. So we're kind of creating a little bit of that. So that's something I'm watching here this morning. We'll see what happens. Yesterday, we got a rejection really of this 800 area, which I should have had that level. I took the break and retest long above these highs yesterday and it ended up being a fail. That was my trade yesterday, which ended up being a loser. So this morning, I'm looking to see, are we going to stair step this thing back lower? We're going to test these low of days from yesterday, the blue line here, a break and retest below that. I think a lot of it depends on what the CPI data does today. Looking at the forecast is for that CPI to be up a little bit, which is increasing inflationary numbers, which is probably going to move the market lower. That is not a for certain thing, but that is what the forecasts are looking like. So I am kind of anticipating that we might get a move lower today. We could that everything can change completely on CPI data. It could go completely the opposite. So I think the big picture is we're really looking for the level here around the 780s or 770s. We're looking at this level around the 670s. And we're looking at yesterday's low of day and then down here to these lows and possibly all the way down here to the 385. So really anything in this area we're looking for. If the market pushes lower, we're looking for break and retest lower. If we hold and push back higher, obviously looking for break and retest to the upside. But I think being cautious right now, I'm not bearish on the market, but intraday we might see a bearish move. I think that's kind of where my headspace is at. The ES really follows that game plan. We've really kind of topped out here. Really around the 6430s. We've kind of topped out around that area, and we're doing the same thing, kind of bleeding lower. We'll see. Maybe the CPI print does something completely different, and this thing moves higher, and we get break and retest, and we go back up and test these highs. But I wouldn't be surprised to see an intraday move or today move to be a little bit more to the downside, maybe test the daily 20 moving average here that's sitting right around the 63, 64s. Matter of fact, let's check that on the NASDAQ. The daily moving average is way down here, so we definitely see a bit of a slide here and test that today. So we'll see. Nothing is guaranteed, but we're going to keep our eyes open. If we do get moves on the ES, obviously there's a couple of very key levels right here that we can look for break and retest longs or shorts. If we fall below yesterday's low of day and kind of below this 6380 area, obviously we have some opportunity. If we lose this area here at the 6360s, there's some free space here that could really set up a nice move down. And honestly, it's probably not a bad thing to get kind of a reset again to push this thing higher. So obviously the CPI data is going to change here this morning, and we'll get that into a new level, and we kind of go off of that. Dow Jones completely uneventful. We had a kind of a sliding move down, but we are trading in a range, and nothing changes from me from yesterday. We need to get above the 44,430s. We need to get below this low of day and really kind of the daily 50. If we get something below, then we're looking for shorts to the downside. If we get something above the high of day yesterday, really the 64 or the 44,430s, we look for longs to the upside. But if we're in this channel, no bueno, not interested. Same thing with the Russell. The Russell is completely, honestly, we've traded in the same, literally almost the same exact range for a couple of days. Like the high and low of days have remained almost the same for a couple of days. So this thing is really going sideways. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that once this breaks, it breaks in a big way, one way or the other. So we do need to be careful about that. And again, I'm just going to play the levels. Here's the big levels. You've got the 2250s here above. You've got the big one here around the 2207s here below. You've got the daily 200 moving average, the daily 50 sitting below. You've got the daily 20 sitting above price. So we're definitely in a rubber band state on the Russell, and this thing is probably going to go one way or the other, potentially in a pretty big way. So we'll keep our eyes open. I'm not looking for anything specific. What the market gives is what we will trade. If we get a nice move, we'll jump in on it. If we don't, we just continue to watch the Russell. And the same thing occurs really with the Dow Jones as well. So really watching the ES, really watching the NASDAQ today. Let's see what this price, the CPI number does here in about 45 minutes. And then that should give us an update for what the data or what the market trend does for the rest of the day. So keeping it simple, keeping it clean, and just trading the levels. That's the game plan today. So wish you the best. Have a good day today. Trade well, and we'll catch up with you on the flip side. Take care, and so long.